Challenges.
Trigono International Business School was established in the year 2004. GIBS is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and is approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of HRD, and Government of India for technical courses and Bar Council of India for law courses. The institute is accredited as Category A by National Assessment and Accreditation Council and accesses the Category A+ by State Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi, and rated highest grading A by Joint Inspection Committee of Government of NCT of Delhi and GGSIP University. The institute has been rated Grade A by Academic Audit Cell of GGSIP University consecutively from past 6 years. GIBS has also been rated number 2 by Times B School Survey 2021. The institute conducts postgraduate courses of MBA, MBA International Business, and undergraduate courses of BBA, BBA LLB, and BA LLB.
In today's tech-savvy world, Fintech is the frontier where finance and information meet. But for budding enterprises, this exciting landscape is filled with both opportunities and obstacles, especially when it comes to rules and regulations. The seminar is roadmap to understanding how Fintech, its rules, can shape the entrepreneurial journey students about complex regulatory challenges into simple terms. Exploring topics like data privacy, financial laws, and risk management with real-life examples. Most importantly, the seminar focuses on these rules can be analyzed and helping students to come up with the ingenious ideas and ensuring their finance startup succeeds. The seminar is designed to empower students with the knowledge and confidence to not just follow these rules, but use them to their advantage in building business of their dreams.
Additionally, our guest speaker brings with them a wealth of experience and a network that can open doors to invaluable connections and mentorship. So take full advantage of this session to not only gain knowledge, but also to network and build relationships with professionals who have walked the entrepreneurial path.
Objectives of the event are to provide students with a solid foundation in Fintech and related regulations. To foster a spirit of innovation among students, students will be encouraged to brainstorm and develop creative solutions to regulatory challenges.
In order to fulfill these objectives, I introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today's session, Ms. Kavita, a trainer at heart with twofold agenda: to help professionals upgrade and polish their skills, attitudes, and processes to be more effective and efficient on the road to success; to train, guide, and perform younger generation, to build up stronger personality, and to equip and empower them with skills and attitude to have strong foothold as future professionals. An astute HR professional having 2 decades of experience with retail, FMCG, medical equipment, and IT industries, headed HR and development department of a 5,000 plus people company for 10 years. Managed HR Pivot Services LLP as founding partner since 2015.
Managing Trigono Solutions as founder since 2020, consulting for HR and employee process, and executive with these mixed rules Jews, trained 700 plus corporates, parents and teachers among 2,000 plus students independently, working as life skill counselors. Counselor for students, teachers and parents associated with 7 plus schools in Faridabad, certifications such as soft skills training courses accredited by Scottish Qualification and Authority, trainer training program accredited with National Accreditation Board for Education and Training, psychometric practitioner certification middle or HR, certification in psychological counseling in Udemy, listed speaker for Delhi schools and diploma minimized programs, SBL Medical Systems, AU Bank Limited, Homerton's Grammar School Promises, and the Keisha Bechara Private Limited.
Communication training for salespersons. With such a remarkable background and a wealth of experience, Ms. Kavita Thakur brings a wealth of knowledge and wisdom to our session. We are truly fortunate to have her here. I am confident that her insights will enlighten and inspire us all. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Kavita Thakur and guiding with warm applause. We welcome you, ma'am. I would request our Dr. Professor Abhijit sir to present the sapling to ma'am.
Experience and knowledge.
Okay, so how was the day? I can't hear.
Very hectic.
Very hectic. Okay. So what is it that you expect now? And a slightly heavy topic for today. Right? I have a few questions for all of you. And if everybody can please concentrate here, it would be easier for me to talk. Thank you so much everyone for being quiet and giving me the time and attention. Okay, so I have a few questions. So we have the topic for today as revolving around fintech. How many of you are actually wanting to get into fintech as an entrepreneur? Anyone? Anybody interested in opening up a startup in fintech industry or related to fintech? No one? Sure? Okay, so we changed the mode of our context today. Fine. So leave aside fintech. How many of you are thinking ever in your life that you want to be an entrepreneur? Okay, I can see a few hands. Good. Great. And how many of you want to join a job in a fintech organization? Anyone interested in joining a job in fintech organization? Okay. Great. Fine. So what I see here is that one, we are not yet prepared to get into fintech industry as an entrepreneur. Specifically this set of students, right? Reasons can be many. Reasons can be that we are still not too much aware about what kind of industry it is, what are the challenges which are going to be there, and how we can establish ourselves as an entrepreneur in a fintech organization. I feel few people who are interested at least to get on to doing something on their own, right? So all those hands which did not raise in the question that you want to be an entrepreneur, let me be very okay, so let me be very clear with that fact that everybody who is getting into the journey of starting their careers should be prepared that there can be any point of time in life when they are forced or they want to start something on their own. So if I talk about myself, I have been into job for almost around 25 years of my career. I never ever thought that I would start something on my own. But in last 2015 when I left my job, then one good option that I had was to start a business on my own, right? So it is always better to gather that information. It is always better to have that openness towards starting something on your own. Because if you start something on your own, it's not only that you who gets employed, there are other people also whom you giving an opportunity to get employed, right? So that's always a better feeling than doing a job. So the choice is always there, the options are always there, but let's here first talk about being an entrepreneur in fintech industry. Now when we say that, whatever I am going to talk about now, about the challenges, about what kind of things that you should choose, what are the difficulties that you might face, these may be talked today with the example of fintech industry, but this is going to be true for every other industry where you go, right? Every other industry. And if you have that kind of a mindset that you can take up a job and do it as your own, you can be successful in any and every field of your life. You can even be successful in your jobs, because nowadays even the corporates, what they look at, what kind of person they look at to hire. They want person who can take the ownership and accountability of doing things. rather than just depending on somebody else to give instructions. How many of us will want to just work basis the instructions of others rather than taking their own decisions? No one? It's very comfortable when you have to work as per somebody else's instructions. Isko yahan utha do, usko wahan rakh do, isko aise kar do. It's very comfortable for all of us, right? But because we have that kind of capabilities, we believe that it's always better to do things on our own, to have our own capabilities, have our own strengths coming in life, right? Okay, so we've already had one session on fintech in the morning, correct? What all did you understand out of that? Okay, so first rule of the session is that it has to be interactive. It's not only me, I have the mic, correct, but it's everybody who has to speak. So if you all speak and interact together, you will definitely gain something out of it, because if you don't speak, then we are not grasping everything what is being said. Correct? Am I right? Right, okay. So what do we understand by fintech? Let's start with that. You already had a session, I think, on this. What is it?
Fintech means using technology to deliver financial services.
Okay. For example? UPI, very right.
Net banking.
Net banking, absolutely right. What else? Paytm. So we all are using fintech already, isn't it? Right? All of us are already into a generation which is more into technology behind our finances. Right? So when we talk about what fintech is about all the blockchain transactions. It is about payments, the payment gateways that we use, right? It is about exchange, payment exchange that we do, financial exchanges that we do. It is about research, digital money, online banking, investments. How many of you are into stock investments? Stocks में कोई है? Anybody has any knowledge about stocks? Right? What software are you using for doing your stock transactions? Money control, okay. What else? Angel broking, Zerodha. There are a lot of applications which are behind investment banking, right? And then the crowdfunding. Whenever somebody needs money, how many of you in all your Instagrams and your Facebooks, I'm sure all of you are there, correct? How many of you receive requests like somebody is not well and there is a fundraising activity which is happening, correct? All those activities, the basis is the fintech applications. For everything that we do today, the basis is fintech applications. If you realize, how many of you know how to write a check? Very nice. All of you? How to write a check? How many of you have visited bank recently? For what reasons? One at a time, please. Yes. Okay, to submit a draft. How many of you have withdrawn cash from bank, not ATM? Right? So, the seventh habit which Stephen Covey talks about is to sharpen the saw. Right? Which means to keep yourself updated. So, I'll tell you a very interesting story around it. There was a woodcutter. Okay, so there was a woodcutter who used to cut almost 50 trees in a day. Right? obviously the performance was very good. He used to cut out 50 trees in a day. And he was very proud of himself. He was very happy and everybody wanted to get attached to that particular woodcutter. There was a timber merchant. All of you understand? Timber merchant. He said, "Okay, fine, he is a very good person and he can be very helpful for us. Let's hire him. Let's keep him on job." So they talked to him and he said, "Okay, I need X amount for cutting these 50 trees a day." And they said, "Fine, because that's very helpful for us. Let's hire you." He started cutting 50 trees a day for that particular timber merchant. Now what happened is, as the days passed by, वो 50 का 40 हुआ, 40 का 35 हुआ, 35 का 30 हुआ, 30 का 20 हो गया, and the woodcutter was really very upset. What is happening? Am I losing my strength? Am I losing my capability? He started getting into depression. He started losing his own confidence that how is it that I am not able to cut 50 trees now? Am I growing old? He had a lot of questions and he was really very, very upset. The timber merchant also said that we hired you for cutting 50 trees a day. With you cutting 20 trees a day, it is not viable for us. You are of no use to us. They chucked him off from the job. And he was so upset, he didn't know what to do. He started getting into depression. He went to one of the oldest person in the village. He went to him and he asked him, "I don't know what is happening to me. My entire capability has gone down. I'm losing my confidence. I'm not as good as I was earlier. And so probably there's something very, very wrong with me. You'll need to help me find out what is wrong." The old person just asked him, "Okay, fine. When was the last time when you sharpened your axe?" जैसे पेड़ काटते हैं, बोले last time कब उसकी धार तेज की थी? Right? And then he realized कि वो तो उसने बहुत टाइम से नहीं किया. Correct? So the idea was that while he had the same capabilities, while he had the same knowledge, same understanding, what he was not doing was sharpening his axe. So जो knowledge या जो उसका main यंत्र था, जिसकी वजह से वो 50 पेड़ काट पा रहा था, he was not actually concentrating on improving that or keeping that at a level. And this unfortunately is the case with every business, every person. You are sitting here right now in a mode where you are learning, you are doing a lot of courses, you are understanding, you are still in that learning mode. The moment you will move out in the jobs, you will get so stuck in doing the same job again and again and again, you will forget to update yourself. The day you forget to update yourself, that day you will realize that probably I am losing my capabilities. Because then there are younger people who are going beyond you. There are younger people who are getting more growth. And that is the time when we start feeling that probably there is something wrong with us. And this is the mid-life crisis for almost every professional. But the problem that time is not that the person has forgotten how to do the work, or the person has lost the capability of doing things. The basic idea behind it is the person is not updating and upgrading himself regularly. Right? So if you don't do it, it's very easy for you to move out of the market. The same happened with Nokia. They were washed out of the entire mobile market. Why? Because they did not upgrade themselves. They stuck with one particular technology and they kept sticking with that only. They did not upgrade themselves. So if we do not keep ourselves informed or do not upgrade ourselves regularly, then there are chances that we'll move out of the market very quickly. We'll rise and we'll fall. Right? Many businesses you will see they rise and they fall suddenly. Correct? So, the first and the foremost thing is for everything, even if you are in a job, you are opening up your own business, you are into teaching, you are doing anything. If you don't keep yourself well informed about the latest things which are happening in the market, the latest ways of presenting yourself and presenting your information in the market, then the chances are that you will die down fast, right? Your capabilities will die down fast, right? The second is, because we are talking about fintech organizations, everybody, like a lot of you here are not from either the technical background or the financial background. Do we assume that you can't open up a fintech organization? No, you can. You definitely can become a fintech entrepreneur. The only thing that you need to do is to hire people who have the expertise, the financial expertise and the legal expertise. Right? The financial, legal and technical experts, if you can hire them, if you can join them, then you can also be one of the top fintech entrepreneurs. Right? Again, referring to the 7 habits of highly effective people, the 6th habit talks about synergizing. Right? And synergize means every one single person cannot have all the capabilities. So form a team. Everybody was very excited to hear about Cricket World Cup. You can't have all the all-rounders. All 11 cannot be all-rounders, right? You'll have 1 or 2 all-rounders, but there are certain people who are batsmen only, there are certain people who are bowlers only. There's somebody who is extremely good for wicket keeping. There would be somebody who is very smart in fielding. That's how you form a team. With people having different capabilities, when they come together to focus on one particular goal. That's what the team is all about. Right? So it's not that if you do not have technical or financial background, you can't get into fintech. You can definitely get into fintech, provided you get the right kind of people helping you. Right? Then follow the regulations and documentation religiously. Because it's a regulatory challenge, so many documentation, so many things. After KYC karna, har cheez ke liye now we have to do the KYC, right? So if you are very clear about what are the documentations, what are the processes that you have to follow, if you can stick to them and religiously follow those processes, it's very easy and very comfortable for you to get into that particular field, right? And then to keep yourself updated about certain things. Now, specifically we talked about a challenge which was raising the funds, right? So how do you raise the funds? Raising the funds basically is about, if you join the forums and the groups, there you get a lot of investors, there you get a lot of people. Okay, so there you get a lot of people, lot of talents which can join you and you can form in a group. So attaching yourself to the groups where you are interested in, attaching yourself. So for example, if I am from an HR background, I will be associated with a lot of HR people. I form a group there. Why? Because then I get to know what are the latest things which are happening, what everybody is doing in their own field. Right? If you are from sales and marketing, if you want to get into that, you need to associate yourself with those kind of groups so that you get to have the latest updates, latest information, new ideas, best practices what are happening in other organizations, and then you can start implementing those. That's how you increase your knowledge, right? And then the most important, and this is probably the most tempting thing to do, is to take shortcuts. How many of you come on bikes? Bikes कितने लोग चलाते हैं? How many times you take shortcuts? कि main road पे भूख मिलेगी छोटे रास्ते से चलते. Most of the time, right? So taking shortcuts taking shortcuts is always very tempting because we feel that it is taking us nearer to our goals faster. Right? But for those kind of scenarios, specifically when you are in business or when you are in jobs, it is really very, very important that you do not take shortcuts. There is no shortcut. If you want to succeed, you can't succeed through shortcut. You can reach a higher level through shortcut, but you can't stay there for long. Right? The only way to success is hard work, and that is what. Right? Is that clear? Okay. So, besides this, there's one more point that I would want to talk about here in to ensure or to rather add on to the challenges or to know where we can do is innovation. That is something which is very, very important. All of you use fintech applications. कोई ना कोई application हम हर कोई use करता है, right? Which application you prefer using? Why? We always go towards something which is easier for us to use, which is more convenient, which is more user friendly, right? जहाँ पर हमें एक ऑप्शन के लिए 4 जगह ढूंढना पड़ेगा कि ऑप्शन कैसे होगा या 4 बटन प्रेस करने पड़ेंगे, we will not go to that application. We want things which are easily accessible on our hands. Correct? So anything that makes people's life easier, that will make you stick to your goal for a longer time. So while I see a lot of you are not wanting to get into being an entrepreneur, obviously you will want to get into jobs. नौकरी तो हर कोई करना चाहता है ना? Yes or no? So if you want to even do jobs, there also if you are not innovative and you can't do things in a better way than others, you can't fight the competition. Right? Okay, so I see a lot of people getting restless. It's been a long day. So I will end here, and if you have any questions that you want to ask me, you will please ask me. So I know the feeling sitting there, how it feels listening to somebody talking for long, and it's absolutely fine, right? But one piece of advice or information or whatever you may say which I want to give you is that if you don't listen to these things now, it will be too late after that. Because this is the only time when you are in college or when you are doing your courses that somebody is making an effort to provide you with this knowledge, right? Otherwise, once you get into the job, then you are supposed to just deliver. There is nobody who will be giving you things. There is nobody who will be guiding you what to do and how to do, right? So please make the best use of whatever time you have now to complete your courses. Before you get into the job, gather as much knowledge as possible, because out in the market there is a lot of competition, and if you don't have to fail there, you have to be more attentive here, right? Thank you so much everyone.
Good afternoon, students. Please maintain silence for a few minutes. Now we come to the end of a very interesting section on fintech and entrepreneurship. say the least. That session was very interesting. Just please settle down for a while. So first of all, I'd like to thank our chairman, Shri R.N. Jindal, who is the man behind the vision for running this institution. I would also like to thank our honorable Vice Chairman, Mr. Anirudh Jindal, who is unfortunately not present today. And he is the one who encourages such activities for the students of the institute. And then I would like to extend my thanks to Ms. Kavita Thakur for a wonderful lecture. And I'm sure that the students have gained a lot from our lecture and a deep understanding of the subject Fintech and entrepreneurship has been imbibed. So thank you very much, ma'am, for being able to spare time out of your very busy schedule to address the students. I would also like to thank all faculty members and staff who helped in organizing this program. Thank you so much.